Hey, it's your boy Ron Big Black Garrett. I hope that you're doing well. I hope that everything's going great on your keto journey. If it's not, you always have the option to call me or text me if you have my number, or hit me up on IM or any of these other avenues that you know you can get in touch with me. Today I wanted to talk about setting the example. You know, as a Christian, one of the things that I talk to people about is I often don't preach the Bible to people. What I try to do is I try to walk my life out as a grown man of Christ, and show them how a man of God should live. Now, that could be taken into any section, no matter what your religion is, what things you're doing, whether it's your work or whether it's any other avenue that you're doing things in. Set the example. Be that person that someone can look to as a strong rock that they can lean on, or a pillar, better yet, or even a pillar that they can lean on as they try to navigate through whatever circumstance or life that they're doing. The same thing can be said for your ketogenic journey and your health and fitness journey. Even if you're not keto, if you're saying that you're going to be a vegan, then you be the best vegan that you can be to be an example for that community. Same thing for Jenny Craig or any other diet. Now, I don't subscribe to any of those things, but I can tell you that if you're going to do those things and then you're going to be out in public, you need to be setting the example for people that may see you. You know, um, that's what I try to do with my ketogenic journey. I love my life. I love being able to eat the foods that I can eat. I don't miss the crap garbage anymore, because with the exception of cinnamon rolls, I told my wife, we were laughing about this yesterday, for whatever reason cinnamon rolls is like the devil. I just can't seem to get them. Whenever they're around, I have to put up the cross and walk away. Now, don't get me wrong, they don't tempt me to the point to where I want to get them and eat them, but for whatever reason they still bother me. So, and they probably bother a couple of you, so I know you're getting a good laugh about that. But that's pretty much it. Everything else, I know what it does to my body. I know how my body's going to react to it because I've been educated up to the point. I've seen the changes in my body since I stopped eating that stuff. I've seen through my blood work how my body is healing itself. So I have no desire to go back to that old lifestyle. That's not saying that sometime down in the future, when I've got all my goals in order, that I might not indulge now and then in something. Life is balanced for me. For the pure ketogenist, like I am right now, that's a no-go. But in the future, I'm not going to say that. Now, I got a feeling that I'm going to get sick if I do. And I'm probably not going to want that stuff anymore anyway. But having said that, I try to lead by example, so that when you come on my social media, that the one thing that you're not going to do is you're not going to see someone that's going to be fake and phony. I tell you how it is, and I tell you what I think and what I feel, and then you go and do you. I'll tell you men this: you need to lead if you're going to lead. If you're going to be the man that God made you to be, you need to lead. Quite often, if you lead, your wife and children will follow. No, not even quite often. All of the time, if you lead, your wife and children will follow you. If you show that you're serious about something, they will follow you. If you are consistent, they will follow you. Now, if they don't, then you've done everything that you can, and then you can have a clear conscience. You know, I was talking to a friend of mine, a pastor at my church, who just recently started keto, and he and his wife are just starting the journey, and they've lost a good deal of weight already. But one of the most important conversations that I had with him through text was that sometimes women struggle a little bit. I've learned so much from Keto Woman Daisy Brackenhall's podcast and other podcasts about how different it is for women, because of the varying hormones and all of these other things that they go through, that we don't have to deal with as men. So one of the most important points that I talked to him about was that his most important job on this deal is to be patient with his wife, and learn how to be affirmative without being negative. I had to learn this because earlier on when Tracy and I started keto, whenever she would stray, I'm so strict that I'd be like, you don't need to be doing that, blah, 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 blah. And I would really make a big deal out of it. But over the last few months, I've learned that my job is just to be a good example for her. And I have to learn to be patient with her. And it's helped me develop a better sense of being able to help her as we go along this journey, because my number one goal is just to keep her healthy. As you guys know, she battled cancer a while back. And one of the things that we know about cancer is that most of the cancers feed off of glucose. So I'm just trying to get her to keep that out of her body as much as possible. But I also have learned not to expect her to be like me. And that's how we're living. And it seems to be working because if she's keto 90% of the time, I'd rather for her to be 100%, but if she's 90, she's still reducing the sugar 90% of the time. And I'd rather have that. And folks, weight loss is not the most important thing. It's a good thing because it helps, but it's not the most important thing. Healing your body is the most important thing. Weight loss results as a substrate of the healing of the body process. Now, you want to try to get that weight off, but some people lose it slower. Like I've hit this plateau, and I really, after that first 70, I've only lost a couple here and there. So be patient with yourselves. Give yourselves time. Man, you had a whole lifetime of getting fat, and now you expect to lose it all in 30 days. Come on, get real. Get real. So be the example to your community, your church. Man, the church is so fat. But you see, whenever we have events, it's so hard to navigate through all of that. We had an event for some pastors that were leaving a little while back. And when I went up there was only one thing up there that I could eat. So I chose to fast because it's not that big of a deal to me. Food does not have that control over me anymore that it used to. I don't have to eat when I go somewhere. I'm going to be there for a little bit. I can pick up something on the way home that's going to benefit my body. See, I choose to make a choice. My wife and my children see me make that choice. And sometime down the road, when they're tired of being where they're at, they'll say, well, he made that choice. I can make that choice too. So that's what I mean about leadership. Leadership is all about doing what's right now, at this moment. And if you fail, be honest enough to say, I failed, and make it right. That's true leadership. And that's my thought for today for you. I was sitting down reading my Bible, and that thought came across my head, and I said, I need to go ahead and put this down because it's very important. Be patient with each other, whether you're man or woman. Men, lead. Women, lead your family. Childhood obesity is so bad because our kids have been introduced to all of this crap food, and we give it to them. And then we expect them not to get fat. If you feed us grains, if you feed a cow and a pig grain, what happens? They get fat. And when you feed them sugar, which is just grains, which is basically sugars, they get fat. Why in the world would we not expect us to get fat too? When you're eating bread and all this other stuff, the very stuff they give to fatten up cows and pigs, we expect to eat it and not get fat. You will never outrun your diet. I am living proof that you can't out-exercise your diet. No one is more of a beast in the gym than I am. Trust me. And if you don't believe me, you come work out with me. You'll see. You can't outwork it, especially not when you have metabolic damage the way I had. All right? So I love you. I'm praying for you. I'm so proud that so many of you are making a change to your life that's going to benefit you. In my wrestling voice, you are taking it the right way. I love you. God bless you. Peace.